to start with this. How many of you out there were gambling? That's right. How many of you, we should have played Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold it. What is that song called?
I think it's actually called The Gambler.
It is called The Gambler.
Yeah.
Right.
The late,
rest in peace.
God, I hate to say that. The late Kenny Rogers. That sucks.
He had made a strong bird.
Yeah.
He had a delicious chicken restaurant.
Well, the casinos gaming opened up at 12:01 a.m. morning. That's right. 12:01 a.m. is when the casinos open. What a weird situation. If you're one of those people, and I'm sure there's plenty of you out there, that were waiting outside those casino doors or those gaming areas. Maybe it was a gaming bar. Maybe it was, one of the big casinos on the Strip. I don't know. But what a weird situation, right, where people are just ready to storm into a casino. It's almost like all these casinos have a grand opening for the first time. That's the feeling, Now, I'm sure a lot of these slot machines were checked to make sure they were all working. And, for days, I'm sure they were preparing for this. But just a weird spot to have all these people waiting to gamble in Las Vegas when ever since, correct me if I'm wrong, but ever since all these casinos had those grand openings, they haven't closed down. Casinos don't close down. So it's just a really weird situation that we are dealing with right now. But, listen, I'm happy that some of these casinos are open. I know that some of them still haven't opened up yet. I just want things to be safe, and I want people to be safe. I want people to be healthy. Certainly, I don't want a rise in this coronavirus pandemic, because then that would set us back months. I don't want that to happen. But the good news is that
if that happened at this point, people would just say, we refuse to not go about our business.
All right. Well, we're just going to have to wait
because
and see.
We had probably 3 to 4 million.
We're just going to
looting and rioting and protesting, collectively across the country in close quarters. Most of them were very close to each other. Obviously, we're going to see a rise in cases. At least that should be the case. And if it's not the case, then everything involved with COVID-19, the lockdown itself was a complete joke in the first place and shouldn't have taken place.
So what the experts are saying is that we won't know for at least 3 weeks, maybe more, if we have an uptick. We're just not going to know that right now. But joining us on the line right now is one of those customers that I was talking about. He's somebody that he is a customer. He's one of those people that enjoys his gambling. He enjoys sitting in front of his caveman casino machine and just losing money. 25 cents after 25 cents after 25 cents does add up after a while. And, of course, I'm talking about Chris Winn, who was stomping at the bits to gamble, as many of you were Chris Winn's out there last night. Chris Winn joining us right now on the line. Chris, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Going good. Brian, JD, what a way to set up a guest. I like that right there. Solid.
Thank you.
All around.
All right, Chris, so give me the rundown. Give me the run. Let me ask my first question. All right, so give me the setup. Tell me where you the plan last night, where you were planning on going, and then right before they opened the doors, kind of describe to me, before we get to your exciting Caveman Keno, I can't wait for that conversation. Describe to me the setup, where you went, and what was it like?
Okay, so obviously every single casino bar, every single casino, every single video poker machine, every single gaming table at 12:01 last night was officially able to turn back on or to actually start up. So as you can imagine, and you think about what has transpired over the past almost 3 months here, that is a big deal, okay? And that is something that is going to be, it's historic, whether or not you think it's too early, whether or not you think it's too late, whether you're not, either way, it's still a massive deal. And, of course, a lot of you out there, I'm sure, and I'm sure, Brian, you along with JD, as well as Stein and Sean, all saw the videos and what went down. I happened to catch, before I actually went out, I saw some of the video of downtown because some of the major casinos obviously opened up down there, and it looked like there was a lot of people out and about. So my first trek was to my local watering hole over here, which is on Jackson's over on Jones and Flamingo, and I had a chance to run over there, and it was pretty busy. It was pretty busy. Now I understand that the plan here is for most establishments to be at 50% capacity or less. But we also understand that this is Las Vegas and this is Nevada, and sometimes those numbers are going to get skewed a little bit, particularly when it's been almost 3 months and people haven't had a chance to get out of the house and go out and gamble. So I would anticipate I would say that there was more than 50% of capacity that was in Jackson's down there.
Chris, was it completely packed? Is that what you're trying to say?
It wasn't completely packed, but it was steady. Let's put it that way.
All right, so let's So hold on, Chris.
So,
I have to get to this point. Okay, so you get into the bar. You're probably shaking, chomping at the bits. Do you find a machine that has your name written all over it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because they are implementing procedures, Brian and JD, where there's social distancing. So in that place particularly, every other machine was on. So there just wasn't the ability to do it. There was already probably 30 to 40 people at least inside the bar. So as you can anticipate, there just wasn't the option to do that. So
hold on a second. There's 30 to 40 people inside the bar. They're not practicing social distancing. That's ridiculous.
Well, Brian, you got to let me get to what I'm talking about here. When you talk about bars, okay, the idea of social distancing is something that is going to be somewhat of a myth, guys. Okay, because just the nature of the social interaction between people. And look, I understand that Governor Sisolak and others and the powers that be had, an idea in mind, whether it's a gaming board, about what was going to take place. But there's just no way to really regulate it, guys. Okay? Like, look, think about this, for example. And I don't want to go on a long tangent here, but imagine, going into any establishment like that. It's not like you're going into a restaurant. Okay? You could be going in with your wife, your girlfriend, or maybe 3 or 4 of your friends, right? Or 5 or 6 of your friends. The point being is that it's almost impossible to regulate anything that way. So,
I get your point.
So to your point, Brian, yes.
Yeah.
Social distancing is not being adhered to.
Did you bring your Chippendale friends with you to the bar last night?
I did not. No.
That is not a serious question.
That was not a serious question.
See when it's Stein. I have a question. See when. Let's rewind just a few minutes here. Let's just rewind. Did you show up at 12:01? Were you outside the doors like it was Best Buy on Black Friday?
I didn't want to do that. No, I didn't do that because I was like I mentioned at the top. I wanted to actually check out get some of the video and see what was going on.
Fair enough.
I'm glad you were fashionably late, Chris.
So Chris, I have another question for you. Okay, so the moment of truth. You're waiting. You're trying to get to a machine. You're waiting. You're being patient. You finally have your eyes set on a machine. You finally reserve a machine. What is the first thing that is going through your mind? It has been 3 to 4 months since you've done any sort of slot machine gambling. What was there adrenaline rush that went through your veins because it was the first time you've been able to play Caveman Keno in anywhere for 3 or 4 months? What is going through your mind at that point when you finally see a machine opens up and it's got your name on it?
So Stein and JD, I love how Shapiro here is like trying to get the dramatic setup going here. I know. Okay, look, here, Shapiro. Here's the deal, man. Okay, I know you're trying to set up this, this magical radio moment here, but it doesn't.
It is magical. Don't ruin it for me.
But Brian, it doesn't exactly work that way. Okay, I went there to that one establishment. I had a beer, hung out a little bit, and then I ended up venturing down to another spot that I like to hit up, which is the Gold Coast, just off the Las Vegas Strip. And that is where that quote-unquote magical moment took place, Brian, where I had an opportunity to actually go into the casino. And now let me set this up. I will set this up for you because this is important because a lot of Nevadans and a lot of Las Vegans are going to be dealing with us probably for the next week.
Chris is such a degenerate.
Why does that make him a degenerate?
So I get to the Gold Coast, guys, okay, and they have it set up where you can't just walk in to any door like in all the major casinos. You can't just stroll into any door. They have it all roped off, and they have a special section where you walk to, and they have some type of device where they can take your temperature. And so it's kind of strange. So they have people waiting in line.
Rectal, or how did they do that?
No, it wasn't rectal. It was basically some type of. It was basically a device that was pointing at your forehead that somehow took your temperature, but you don't even know if it's taking your temperature. But I guess it worked because I walked up and it took like 5 seconds, and then they just waved you through. So then you get inside the casino. Now, just imagine, like, I know a lot of Las Vegas out there, you guys are imagining walking into a casino because you've done it for numbers of years. And, yes, you would expect to have this epiphany, right? You expect to have this moment where you're like, oh, yeah, I'm here. It's time to go. It's not really like that. You walk in, and it's not, again, these casinos are trying to adhere to the 50%, the 50% type of capacity thing. So it's not exactly, buzzing. And this is where and keep in mind, this is at 1 o'clock in the morning, right, on a Thursday, the first day that all these casinos are open. So, yeah, is there people in there? Yes. Is it packed? I wouldn't say it's packed, okay? But they are, when it comes to, and again, and I know I'm going kind of long here, but there was this image, right, everybody had of what these casinos would look like as far as partitions, right, and all these, plexiglass coverings and all that. There was none of that. If you go to any of the gaming tables, whether it's craps, blackjack, baccarat, pie-gow poker, and then at the bar, of course, there was no plexiglass partitions, none of that stuff. So I think that's something that everybody needs to get to understand what's going to happen. I obviously haven't been down to the casinos down on the Strip, whether it's the Bellagio, whether it's the Flamingo, the major casinos down the Strip. They might have those. That wasn't the case at the Gold Coast at Boyd Gaming at that particular facility. So, so there wasn't that, okay? But I did make that. I finally did get a seat at the bar. And again, the bar, there are all the machines at the bar that I went to, which is the main center bar. All the machines were on at that bar, but there was seats at every other machine. So you couldn't really gather.
I got you. Okay, so hold on.
Machine,
I get you. So,
okay.
What is the first bill that you put in a machine? Is it a 5? Is it a 20? How much?
Oh, it was a $20 bill.
Okay, so you put the $20 bill in.
Crazy.
I got you.
Hey, I'm not like B-Chap and JD where I'm a high roller.
I'm surprised that you only put a 20 there because Chris, you're kind of flush on cash right now. I mean, you've had a pretty good.
That's true.
You've had a pretty good 3 or 4 months. So I'm really surprised you didn't take out $2,000 or $3,000 and put $300 in the machine once.
He's going to do that this weekend.
Well, here's the thing, JD. I didn't have to do it. And look, we don't get into my financial situation exactly, but yes, I put a 20 in, and hey, just because it's the first time gambling, free play, baby. That's a
right,
thing.
right.
Free play.
All right, so I got you. All right, so you put it. I got you. So okay, so let's set the scene here. Let's set the scene here. Chris is sitting at a bar. He puts a 20 in. He's got his free play. He's got his card in there at what did you say, Gold Coast, right? All right.
Yeah.
You find your caveman Keno machine. Explain to me the rush that you had. Explain to me what is going through your mind when you press that button and you hear those caveman squeaks coming out of that machine, and they're talking to you, and you're looking for your eggs and you're looking for your numbers. What is going through your mind?
And Chris, if you haven't noticed by now, Brian is dead set on not finishing this segment until you've admitted that you're a degenerate gambler who literally gets an erection when you see a caveman Keno machine.
An erection?
I think that's pretty much been established, JD. You're exactly right. And look, was there?
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah,
what do you mean? You actually got an erection? Wait, hold on a second.
No,
you got an erection last night? Oh, okay.
That didn't happen. No, but there was a feeling of you guys, JD, Brian. There was a feeling of everything is right in the world. Okay, even though obviously it's not, because there's a lot of stuff that's happened obviously with the pandemic, and you guys are going to get into a lot of that stuff. But yes, there was a feeling of because there was this irrational feeling by myself and a lot of people that was like, am I ever going to be able to do this again? Like, is everything going to be changed forever?
That's true. Kind of like the same irrational feeling you get when you walk up to a caveman Keno machine and expect to win. Like that irrational feeling.
That's kind of true,
Chris,
yeah.
I believe that's called serotonin.
All right, so Winn, I had a conversation with you last night, and I said that I felt you were going to lose around $250, and you said, yeah, and that was just my feeling. I just had a feeling. Sometimes you win. So can you give us the end result? What took place last night? Give us your financial situation as far as last night goes.
Okay, so as you can imagine, it was pretty much textbook how it went. And Brian, you are almost on point when it comes to the numbers that went down. Now, look, I was texting back and forth, and also I was actually calling a couple times our friend of the show, Ken Thompson, of course, host of Sports X Radio, because he was over at Sunset Station at the Center Bar, also partaking in some video poker.
Another degenerate.
So I was giving him the play-by-play. You guys were obviously asleep because
he's a professional gambler
to do your show. Yes, and KC is on point when it comes to video
he
poker.
is. He's far from a degenerate.
So here's what happened, Brian and JD. So I end up getting there, and I play my free play, and I play that first 20 spot, and then it just so happens that I have a few $50 bills in my wallet, right? So it wasn't a $20 bill. That was the second bill that I put in. It was a $50 bill. And I dropped the $50 bill in there, and I hit something on Caveman Keno for about $200. So I was actually up money at one point. I was actually up. I was in the green. Winn was feeling good for a moment there. Then maybe, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And then you lost your erection.
Couple of cold ones went down, enjoying myself, getting a chance to say hi to my buddy Nate and the other people that work there.
Very important to talk to Nate. Very important. I'm glad you did that.
JD, it's all about the reconnection.
Networking. Gold Coast networking. I totally get it.
All right, so how much did you lose? For Christ's sake.
So at the end of
Can you just tell me how much you lost?
At the end of the day, I was just setting it up, Brian. You know what I'm doing. So at the end of the day, yes, I ended up down like $300.
All right, Chris.
So that was kind of a downer.
Here's the question: how long were you there for? How many beers did you drink? And I mean, you look at the videos that you've been posting on Facebook. You've lost weight. You look good, Chris. Do you think that?
Yes, I am.
You're tan. You've got a pool. You hang out there all the time. You run around your neighborhood. Now, do you think that now that these casinos are back open, that it's actually bad for your health?
No, I don't, because I think
he's wrong.
There's been a lot of times, guys, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are thinking the same thing. I've had a chance to reflect and think to myself, you know what? I need to get back in shape. I need to, maybe it's one of those super duper New Year's Eve resolution type deals, right? Where you think to yourself,
COVID resolution.
Maybe I can make a change here. So to answer your question, JD, is no. I don't think. I think I am forever altered as far as my outlook and my day-to-day operations.
And what time did you go home?
I got home to I want to say 4:30 in the morning. 4:30.
That's very helpful.
4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Chris,
I wanted to partake a little bit. It was the first day where people were going to be able to get out and about. So
I totally get it, Chris. How many beers did you drink in total?
I want to say like 4 or 5.
Oh, that's not terrible.
4 or 5.
That's fine.
So if we did the math, you basically paid $50 per drink, per beer. If
Pretty
we really,
much, yeah.
Right.
Plus
the experience.
You guys, look, Brian, JD, you guys know the deal. That happens every once in a while. It's not. I mean,
But hold on. Let's not underemphasize this. Okay, this is important. You also paid not only $50 per beer, but at least $10 to $15 per squeak of the machine. Let's not forget about the entertainment value in that.
I do, and I do like that. When the pterodactyl gets all loud, and you get the sound effects from Caveman Keno. And by the way, it wasn't just Caveman Keno that I got a chance to hit. I did a little bit of Brian Shapiro ghetto bonus poker, and I also got some double. I got some double bonus poker.
You got to be careful with your verbiage. All right, well, Chris, I'm sorry.
He's talking about the machines that when you push down the buttons, they get stuck.
That's racist. Anyway, Chris, all seriousness, I'm sorry you lost, but it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of a gambling trip this weekend. So I'm going to say something now, and I think you're going to win money this weekend. I really do. I have a good feeling. Why is that, Brian? I think because, I travel to Laughlin, and every single time I've made that trip, Stein took a trip with me once there. Every time I go there, I win. Now, sometimes it's not a lot, but I win. But we got to go. We got to take a break. Chris, thanks for the story, my friend. I'm glad you had some fun. Get some rest, and I look forward to some more gambling that we will be doing this weekend, okay?
Have a great show, you guys, and Vegas is open, everybody. Nevada is open, so we'll see how this all shakes out.
But we are not yet in studio, which is apparently
we're not in studio.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't really get that. Don't really understand.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I may get an erection when we go back in studio.
Fair enough. Chris, thanks for joining us,
I may actually soil myself.
Thanks for joining us.
Guys, have a good show.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
By the way, for the record, the Bunny Ranches, I know to JD's is going to be upset about this, but the Bunny Ranches are not open yet, and the strip clubs are not open yet. So sorry about that, JD. You're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. All right, so that was a fun segment. Chris is fun. Sorry he lost money, but that was one of many gambling experiences that people did this morning at 12:01 a.m. It doesn't sound like it was crazy in some of the bigger casinos, but I certainly can imagine some of the bars were very packed.